Dr. Juan Pangasinan State University. So we are going to have two sessions with these two keynote speakers, and then we also have some information for the parallel presenters. Please make sure to submit your full papers, the article as soon as possible, and provide proof of payment through the system. And also do not forget to fill out the attendance for today, ladies and gentlemen. You can check it on the chat box. You can click and fill in the attendance for today. All right, we will continue with Dr. keynote speaker with Ibu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas. And your moderator for today is Ibu Hana Puspita. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope you enjoy the conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, today we meet again in the second session of Konferensi Pendidikan Indonesia. Today we will follow the material description by Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas, MPSI. She is a lecturer in early childhood education teacher in studi program. Miss Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas, MPSI, took her undergraduate education at the Faculty of Psychology, University of Surabaya, Master of Profession, Faculty of Psychology in University of Surabaya. In addition to being a lecturer, she is also an associate of psychology at P3LM, Universitas of Muhammadiyah Jember, and the Hospital of Universitas Muhammadiyah Jember. With her field of expertise in play, attachment-based therapy, family, and couple therapy. Okay, for the next, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas will deliver material about moving mind, movement build academic literacy in early childhood. Baik, untuk Ibu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas dipersilahkan selama 60 menit ke depan untuk membagikan materi dan menguraikan materinya.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hana. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning, everyone from Indonesia. It is a pleasure to meet you all today. So today I will share my experience and learn with you, all regarding movement and learning in early childhood. Okay, my title is Moving Mind, Movement Builds Academic Literacy in Early Childhood, about connecting brain, body, and learning through movement-based approach. So next, the first question is, what is movement? So, like physical movement is essential for brain activation and readiness to learn. In the past, like in my childhood, children had a variety of movement opportunities from their earliest ages. Those movement experiences built a foundation for the development of sensory, visual, and perceptual motor skill, allowing children to concentrate on learning. But today, parents and educators frequently offer electronic gadgets and videos in the hope of teaching new skills. Masih slide yang sebelumnya. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you. So, the parents sometimes giving electronic gadget without realizing that such practice deprive children of opportunity for physical activity and human interaction, right? So it's we have life what is called we have a change because now everyone's depends on the electronic gadgets. So manipulating an avatar on a screen doesn't provide the sensory, perceptual, or visual motor input that comes from real physical experience. So for example, just like when a child running or rolling down a hill can send the information to the middle ears about gravity, it's called vestibular system, and information through the skin, through the tactile about the touch. So both of these messages are important when a child learning to write, but are not achieved when interacting with an avatar from the gadget. So a child who interacting with a gamepad is limited in his or her field of vision because the concentrating only on the electronic instrument in front of the child deprives them the opportunity to alternate between looking far and wide. So changing the visual focal length, which is necessary for copying from a blackboard in school. Yeah. So the visual focal length is not developed because of the gamepad. Okay. Okay, thank you. So why is movement? Yeah. The foundation skills required for academic tasks like reading, writing, and doing math are deeply connected to physical development and movement. So movement develop an essential brain pathway that support learning. I don't have data to show you, but I think there's already a lot of research on early childhood education and development psychology or clinical psychology that show that motor development like gross and fine motor lays the groundwork for cognitive abilities. And skills such as eye tracking for reading and hand control for writing and spatial awareness for math all emerge through physical movement. Activities like crawling, balancing, and crossing the midline helps build the neurological pathway needed for learning. So instead of viewing movement and academic as separate, this perspective emphasizes that physical movement is an essential part of developing academic ability. So in a sense, before kids can master academic tasks, their body must first build the physical and neurological readiness through movement. It's a reminder that literacy starts with action, not just sitting at a desk from a tabletop activity, especially for early childhood. So children who move well often learn well. So in early childhood education must contain a lot of sensory activity, a lot of movement, because through the action, through the movement, it can give a lot of information for the brain. So once more, children who move well often learn well. Next. So this is the brain development. This picture is about synaptogenesis that's happened between 0 to about 2 years old. Synaptogenesis is the process of forming synapses, which are connection between brain cells or the neurons. This process is highly active from birth and even begin before a baby is born from the womb. When a baby sees, hears, touches, moves, or experiences something through the sensory, the brain creates new neural connections. These connections are the foundation for learning and memory. The more often an experience happens, the stronger the connections become. And the synaptogenesis will take place optimally until approximately 2 years of age, after which pruning will occur. So a 3 years old child has around maybe 1,000 trillion brain connection or synapses. In later development, these are selectively pruned. A teenager's brain has around 500 trillion synapses, and this number remains relatively stable into adulthood. Yeah, so the pruning of brain synapses indicates the tremendous influence experience and environment play in shaping a young brain. So it is the experiences and relationship that infant and young children have that continuously develop their brains and build the neural circuit that will be foundation for later development. Positive early experiences result in optimal brain development, which each turn provides the foundation for the other skills and ability children need for success at school and for life. Each newly acquired skill helps in the sequential development of the next. So achieving complex and higher order skill is the best supported by a good foundation. Yeah, so that is why this is so important in early childhood. The early years, about age 0 to 3, are the critical window for brain development. So during this time, the brain can form millions of synapses every second. That's what we call the golden age, the golden periods. Yeah. So how to give the best stimulation for this time, yeah, through the interaction, positive interaction between the caregiver and through the opportunity to move and a lot of stimulation such as playing, talking, reading, and exploring the environment are the essential for building strong brain connection. A child's well-developed brain function determines the child's future. So therefore, proper stimulation in all aspects is needed to help their growth and development. Of course, the aspect of development is contained is not only cognitive, but also like a physical, motoric, and then social and emotional aspect. Yeah, so all the aspects need proper stimulation. Without enough stimulation, important synapses may be lost due to pruning. Yeah, so maybe we will discuss a bit about pruning. So what is pruning? Pruning is brain's natural process of removing synapses that are rarely used. So it works from based on use or not. So the goal is to make the brain more efficient and focus on the most useful connection. That's why as a parent, as a teacher, we need to make sure that we give proper stimulation for the brain development of the brain. Pruning start or begins around age 1 and continue through childhood until the adolescence. Yeah, frequently used connection of the synapse are strengthened, while unused ones are going to be eliminated. So that's why it's really important to use the brain through all the positive activity. Yeah. Okay, next. Yeah, so this is the brain connectivity theory. That learning will happen when different parts of the brain communicates and work together. Learning involves communication across multiple brain areas, get the information through the sensory, just like 5 senses, and then we also have vestibular and proprioceptive. And movement enhance neuroplasticity, helping the brain form and strengthen the connection. The activity, moving activity like rolling, spinning, and balancing can stimulate the sensory and motor system as the foundation for thinking and learning. Next. Yeah, so that's why we have to reframing that learning is not all in our head. Yeah, the formation of nerve cell connection occur because children do a lot of movement and having a lot of sensory experiences. The more often a movement is done, the stronger the nerve connection in the brain. The more mature the brain, the better the quality of motor activity. Children will develop self-confidence and can have good academic performance. So, the motor activity will develop self-confidence. So when the kids apa itu menguasai ya, when the kids can having a good motor activity, so they will develop self-confidence, and when they have a self-confidence, so they will having and develop a good academic performance. So that's how it works, yeah. So learning is not all in our head. Okay, next, Miss. Okay, this is what we call the pyramid of learning from William and Schellenberger. So the pyramid of learning is explained about every time learning process happens, it contains this process. So just like this pyramid, as we seen here, the academic learning like reading, writing, and math is on the top of the pyramid. Yeah, as we seen here, as the bottom line is the central nervous system. So I'm trying to explain this pyramid. Okay, the learning pyramid is a visual model that show how higher level academic skills are built upon strong sensory motor foundation. Yeah, this image explains the stage that must be passed in the learning process. So we can imagine the pyramid like a multisensory building. The lower level must be solid before the upper floors can be stable. So to be stable, to build a sturdy pyramid, to be able to build a sturdy pyramid, the key is strong foundation, right? Just like building a house, building a pyramid. So when we want to build a sturdy building, so the key is the strong foundation. As we seen here, the bottom layer is central nervous system and then sensory system. So central nervous system is all about the reflex, yeah, baby reflex. And then the sensory system is maybe it will happen from birth to 2 years old, yeah. Though we might not see or understand it, the sensory system is very important. Understand the import, maybe we are more easily to understand of the digestive, maybe or cardiovascular and respiratory system is more easier than understand about the sensory system. Because without the digestive, cardiovascular, and respiratory system, we could not survive. But yeah, without our sensory system, which is composed of a network of interrelated system, we could not function. We could not well function in life, in academic, and so on. So think of the brain like a computer, and the sensory system, the 5 senses, yeah, our eyes, ears, skin, our nose, yeah, and our apa perasa ya, our pengecap ya, as the wiring that brings all the information to the brain. So everything we know about our environment enters through these senses, and it is processed by the brain. Yeah. So all the information that we get from the environment, all the informations comes through the 5 senses and the nerves. So it gives the all information through the for the brain, and the brain will process it. The way this system function affect our behavior, emotion, movement, and learning. So the sensory system is very, very important. Okay, so maybe we most people we are familiar with the basic senses, yeah, the five senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, yeah, taste and smell will help us stay safe and understand the world. But there are two other important sensory systems, which is vestibular system and the proprioceptive system. Vestibular system is manage our sense about balance and movement. And the proprioceptive system is about joints and the muscle. It gives us the information of body awareness. The vestibular system helps us know where we are in space and keep us balanced when we move. When we can sit still and we can sit properly without having inappropriate position like that, yeah. We can riding bicycle, we can swing, we can sliding, we can do all when we don't have good vestibular system. And the proprioceptive system tell us where our limbs are and how much force to use, like knowing how far to bend a knee to step up at the stair, and how to stay upright if we trip, and so on. The power to throw a ball, the power to run. So it's called, we need a proprioceptive system. This sensory system begin working together from birth and play a big role in how children develop motor skill, focus, and confidence. When they function well, children can move smoothly, interact socially, and learn effectively. But if the sensory system doesn't process information properly, it can lead to challenges with attention, coordination, and emotional regulation. So the children cannot learn well. For example, a child may struggle to sit still, concentrate, or manage frustration when the sensory system doesn't work well. So as a learning modulation, we need to process the sensory system first. Yeah, we need to regulate them, then we can start to learn. This process is called sensory processing, how the brain interprets and responds to incoming sensory information. A well-integrated sensory system helps a child stay calm, stay focused, and ready to learn, while difficulties in processing can lead to disorganized behavior and reduced learning capacity. So maybe I will explain a little bit more about the three sensory, yeah. The first one is vestibular system. It's happen inside the ears. So the vestibular system is about balance and movement. So the vestibular system can help children sit upright, maintain posture, and stay focused. And the proprioceptive system, just like body awareness, joint and muscle, helps children know where their body in the space without looking. So the body awareness, just like the position, knowing the in front of them, knowing the position is without looking. Yeah. And then the third one is the tactile system or touch processing. This is the biggest sensory that we have because our body was covered by skin, right? So this is the bigger sensory from top to toe. Our body is covered by skin. So the tactile system can affect comfort with touch and how sensory input is processed. So to be able to learn well, a child must have good enough focus ability and attention skills. Without well-integrated sensory system, children may struggle to sit still, pay attention, focus, and to read or write effectively. Yeah, so that's why the sensory system is very important as the learning modulation. So as we seen here at the middle layer from the pyramid is about motor and emotional development. So start to happens when the children age about 1 to 3 years old. So this is the time the gross and fine motor skill develop. The kids will develop the balance, coordination, and control of hands and fingers. And also, this is the time for develop the emotional and behavioral control. So the kids will learn to manage their emotion, control impulse, and remain calm. And so the top of layer is academic readiness. Yeah, the top of the pyramid show like will develop the cognitive and academic function, like reading, writing, math, attention, emotional control, and problem solving. So these skills cannot develop effectively without strong sensory and motor foundation. Like building a pyramid, we cannot immediately build the top of the pyramid first, but must gradually, step by step, from the bottom first. So step by step, yeah. In the learning process, we cannot immediately work on the top of the pyramid, just like cognitive and academic skills, without going through the previous stages. Children must master the skills below before truly mastering academic skills. And to able to master this, children needs to move lots and having a lot of sensory experience as a stimulant for the brain. So maybe you can check for the Pyramid of Learning by William and Schellenberger. I think this is important for us as a teacher, as a parents, to know about this process. Okay, next. Okay, this is what I call the foundation of learning, that extract from Get Ready for School DVD at 2008 from Robin Cox. Maybe you can check from getreadyforschool.co.New Zealand. You can check from that website. So this image, Cox explained, and just like the bucket theory. So the bucket theory as the foundation skill of learning. So this image is similar to the pyramid of learning. The bucket theory is a metaphor used to explain how various foundation skills contribute to a child readiness for formal learning, such as reading, writing, and mathematics. Imagine a bucket representing a child's capacity to learn. So this like a primitive infant reflex, lifelong postural reflex, until the academic skill as a bucket. Yeah. Maybe you can check better in the websites. Just like imagine the bucket. So we can fill the water to the bucket. Yeah. The water inside can symbolize the skills and knowledge they acquire. So the key concept from this picture is the foundational skill as the bucket structure. Yeah. The strength and integrity of the bucket depend on the foundational skill, including sensory integration, motor development, and reflex maturity. So if these are weak or underdeveloped, the bucket may have holes, leading to difficulties in retaining new information. So, however, even though we put a lot of water inside, but when there are a lot of holes in the bucket, so the information the child cannot get the information well, because all the information will leaks out, yeah, like that. So you can imagine like learning as filling the bucket with the water. As children engage in learning activity, it's just like they add water to the bucket. However, if the bucket has holes due to underdeveloped foundation skills, so the water leaks out and the child will struggle to retain what they have learned. So that's the one of the key concept from this picture. Yeah, so that's why it's so important of addressing or to patch the holes. So before focusing solely on academic skills, it's crucial to identify and strengthen the underlying foundation skill to ensure the bucket can effectively hold the water or the new information. Yeah, so that's why we can what is called the implication for the early childhood education. So we can emphasize activity that promote sensory processing, motor skill, and reflex integration can help seal the holes, patch the holes in the bucket, providing a solid foundation for academic learning. So, as an educator, we need to recognize that each child may have different area of strength and the weakness. So we need to recognize that and allow us or parents to tailor intervention that address specific foundation skill gaps. So by understanding this, applying the bucket theory from Cox, educator and parents can better support the children overall development, ensuring they are well prepared for the demand of formal education that they need. Okay, next slide, please. So this is like building a house, like building a house, building a strong foundation takes a long time. It's a long process. So it is difficult to see the process or the progress because it is underground. So the taller building is, so the deeper we need to build the foundation. So like building a house, when we want to build a sturdy house or a sturdy building, so the main foundation must be strong. The foundation must be developed in early childhood. So if the foundation that is built is not strong enough, then the house will be prone or easily to collapse or shake when hit by storm or earthquake, just like maybe when they face the problem or difficulty at school or maybe at the social life, it will easily collapse when the foundation is not strong enough. In many cases that I have found or I have encountered, children who do not have a good learning foundation will encounter difficulties when learning tasks become more complex, such as in grade 4 or 5. Yeah, and when we cannot help them, when we cannot correcting it, it can be worse at teenagers and ultimately will fail to perform as a teenagers and in life, when they were grown up. So it's really important to build a really strong foundation in early childhood. Okay, next. Okay, that's what we found right now, the child development phenomena right now. So there's lifestyle changes. Children are exposed to a lot of gadgets. So when they were having a lot of screen times, there must be lack of physical activity. The children who's supposed to move, who's supposed to play, they will like only play with their gadgets, with their pad. And so it will giving the minimal movement. So, and many parents that I found only focus on one area of development, which is cognitive, and ignore other area of development such as physical motor, emotional, and social. So I found a lot of just like people like early years comes to me and asking that I want my children to having like academic activity. So they forgot to give the stimulation from the physical motor and preparing for the emotional and social. They want just focus on academic. They just giving a lot of academic course like reading, writing, and English course and mathematics course for their early childhood. So early child means so I don't think it's necessary, right? And then also minimal parental involvement in child and children's play activity. Parents don't want to get butter or get dirty, so they want their house always tidy, so that the children get less sensory stimulation. They just giving like a dry toys like building blocks and then Lego and then puzzle and what it's called dry toys, yeah. But they don't know, maybe they forgot that the children need a lot of sensory experience, like something that's wet, something that's a little bit rough, something that's soft. A lot of sensory toys can give the information to the brain. Yeah, so a lot of parents right now don't want to get mess, yeah, don't involve, so they just giving the toys for their children, but they won't accompany them to play. And also they don't have a lot of time to play movement, just like riding a bicycle or maybe have running or swimming, because their parents get lot of work, yeah, working mother. So it's also happens right now. So many children will miss area of development as shown as the previous packet image, and thus potentially experience learning difficulty. Yeah, that's what happens through my experience as my practical experience, yeah. So the age of children exposed to gadget is getting younger and younger. So I found the parents give their babies gadget as a shortcut to helping them parenting their child. Okay, next. Okay, so now we go back to literation. So literation is the ability to read and write. So as a it's a fundamental skill that support children's success both in school and in life. So literacy skill evolve over time. Early childhood plays a vital role in laying the foundation. Once again, I'm talking about the foundation. So rather than formal reading and writing instruction in preschool, young children benefit most from engaging in environment rich with literacy experiences that nurture early development, such as playing and movement. Next. Yeah, so this is academic literacy, yeah. Reading, writing, and math. So the ability to understand, use, and respond to written text. So for young children, this means recognizing letters and sound, understanding that the print has meaning, following along with stories, developing vocabulary and comprehension. And also writing is the ability to express the idea, thought, and information through marks, symbols, and eventually letter and words. It begins long before children write actual words. So early writing includes like drawing and scribbling, yeah, for the early expression, and then making letters like shapes and attempting to write names or familiar words, yeah. They can write their own names and using symbols to tell a story. And also, math is the ability to understand and use basic math concept in everyday life. It's just like recognizing numbers and pattern, understanding size, shapes, and quantity, sorting, matching, and classifying, learning to count, compare, and measures. Next. Yeah, so based on the pyramid of learning, this is what we have to prepare, at the age as 2 or 3 years old. So this is what we call pre-reading, writing, and pre-math. Yeah. So the academic literacy is a fairly long and complex process, which requires a lot of practice, stimulation, and reinforce. So before the children can read, write, and count, so the pre-reading, pre-writing, and pre-math skill are needed. So yeah, so children should hear and experiment with sounds. They have to experiment with all of texture, experiment with a lot of shapes. Yeah, so experiments will give the ability to ready for read, ready for write, and math. So before the child begin to read, children should hear and experiment with sound through play and movement. When a child is playing, they are fully involved in their learning. Experiments with making sounds and being able to distinguish between different sounds. So another aspect that is important is encouraging a child interest in books, reading, and learning activity. So making time to read to the child every day will encourage the language skill and appreciation for of the literature. And children who read regularly are more likely to develop listening skill, longer attention spans, and the ability to express themselves confidently, easily, and clearly. They can gain new information, they can new ideas and life skills through literacy activity also. Many children's books provide opportunity for movement by asking the children to act out the story, just like imitate the story character, like running like a mouse, jumping like a rabbit, like a kangaroo, moving slowly like a tortoise, or maybe like an old woman, or making their body looks like a chair, looks like a ducks, maybe moving like a tiger, and so on. So when reading books, reading books that provide less obvious way to move, it is still possible to discover ways to move, like asking the children themselves or for suggestion. Yeah. So I think this is one of the ability that we need to prepare, just like listening skill, lengthened attention span, and sound manipulation and awareness of rhyme, the ability to express themselves confidently, ability to distinguish shapes, and also the playwriting before they have to, before we work with paper and pencil, we need to well develop sensory motor, perceptual motor, and visual skill. And then we need to prepare the proprioceptive, laterality, awareness of direction, easily crossing the midline. This is what we need to prepare for as the pre-writing skill. And also the pre-math, before they start to count, they have to learn to classification, recognizing pattern like what is called knowing the shapes. Oh, this is triangle, this is a semicircle, square, triangle, and so on. And they have to learn about the measurement. Who is the taller? Who is the what is called, who is the taller, who is the smaller, who is the biggest, and so on. and they start to count the number. How many apples do you have? How many candy do you have? And also spatial awareness. Next. Okay, so this is movement and reading. Reading requires that like the ability to eye tracking, visual focus, left-right brain coordination, and attention memory. The movement can help to build eye coordination for following lines or text, vestibular strength for visual focus, and rhythmic awareness for phonological processing. Next. And this is writing, movement and writing. Writing requires core stability and postural control and fine motor precision. So the movement support crossing midline. So bilateral coordination is important. And finger isolation like pencil grip. So they have to like a tripod grip, yeah. So it start like this, it start to touch the pencil like this, then and then like this, like tripod. And then whole body control, like sitting skill and focus. And then next. Okay, and this is movement and math. So early math requires spatial awareness, sequencing, counting, and grouping. And movement can support developing sense of direction, order, and rhythm. Reinforcing math through games like hopscotch, clapping, jumping, and body coordination. Next. So this is brain gym, yeah. So brain gym is one of the approach that integrated movement to make the learning process easier. It was developed by Dr. Paul Dennison and Gail Dennison. Yeah, brain gym and academic literacy. Brain gym improve focus, memory, letter and number recognition, and reduce stress in learning. So, like the brain gyms can helps to learn. Miss the brain gym program is a simple and fun physical movement that was designed to improve learning and brain function. Yeah, and it can help and easier for children to get focused, think, and learn. So the idea of the brain gym itself, the body and brain, it works together. So simple exercise can help the child to improve attention, memory, coordination, and emotional balance. Kids learn best when their whole body is engaged. Okay, there maybe if you want to know more about the brain gym, you can check at the website. Okay, the time's up. Okay, a bit more, yeah. Okay, brain gym includes 26 basic movement. It includes three main categories like midline movement, lengthening activity, and energy exercise. Maybe we can next the slide, please. Just like next slide. Okay, next. Yeah, maybe because the time's up. This is like the activity, movement, and reading. Maybe next, the last one, please. Next, Miss. Okay. Before, yeah, this is the how we integration movement into the classroom or the curriculum. The slide before. Before this. Yeah, like this, yeah, just like maybe 2 more minutes. Okay, so provide preschool with plenty of sensory motor opportunity with a focus on activity that connects what they see with small and large body movement. So we need to bring the movement into our curriculum at the class curriculum. Yeah, we can combining movement, combining with the music and whatever, yeah. So maybe you can read by yourself. So we can integrating movement into early childhood curriculum. So the curriculum for the kids must contain a lot of sensory and movement activity. Okay, time's up. Thank you very much for the time. Saya kembalikan ke moderator.
Okay, very useful material for us. Thank you, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas. Here are some questions from participant. Please answer the question. First question, what challenge might educators face when implementing movement-based approach in early childhood education? Please answer the question, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas. Boleh bahasa Indonesia.
Okay, can I answer in Bahasa Indonesia? Maybe you can help to translate it. Okay, the challenge, yeah, the challenge is, yeah, you know, sometimes that it's, I don't know, it's really difficult to, sometimes it's quite difficult to integration to the curriculum because sometimes kurikulumnya itu kadang tidak berbasis pada gerakan ya. Tentunya mungkin kadang guru-guru juga belum memahami. So maybe wait, give me times to what it's called to translate it ya. Maybe jadi kadang guru-guru pun belum memahami terkait gerakan itu sendiri. Jadi pendekatan gerak, movement itu belum dikuasai sehingga guru juga kesulitan untuk bisa mengintegrasikan aktivitas bergerak gitu ya. And then one of the challenge is maybe because the a person thinks about learning in class is about tabletop activity. They think that their kids it's not learning, it's not the part of learning when the activity is play. Yeah, they were sometimes we forgot that the kids learn through play. They were thinking that the learning process is on the tabletop activity. That's what I found in practice ya. Jadi kesulitannya di situ. That's the challenges because um, it's very difficult. It's maybe the teachers need to learn more. I think there's a lot of source that can give the information how to implementing the movement into the early childhood curriculum. Yeah. So once again, yeah, like this slide. So it contains a lot of sensory motor opportunity and then a lot of movement, a lot of sensory. We can combine it at our curriculum. Okay.
Okay, second question, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas. Nowadays, children are often exposed to gadget from an early age. My question is, the question is, how can we gradually introduce literature like books and stories to children in a fun way? And then what are some effective steps we can take to help them develop strong literacy skill while also reducing their screen time?
Okay.
Answer the question, Bu
Yeah.
Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas.
Okay. Once again that we cannot kita tidak bisa menolak gadget juga ya. We cannot refuse the gadget because we know that we all depends on the gadget right now. But still all the control is depends on the parents, depend on the educators, right? So based on the age, jadi berdasarkan usia tentunya penggunaan gadget itu harus ya kembali lagi fungsi kontrol dan kendali ada di orang tua. So the early childhood must have a limited time to limited screen time, and then the important is how we can bagaimana kita bisa mengemas kegiatan yang lebih menarik untuk anak-anak. So the key concept is the parent involvement and the teacher. So if we want to get the children, ya kita mau menarik anak-anak untuk tertarik membaca, so we have to start from the parents or the teacher as giving the good examples. And we can also use the technology like there's a lot of virtual book right now, yeah, like e-books with a lot of apa animasi yang menarik ya, a lot of good animation, so we can start to read the books, the animation books with the children, and with a lot of expression, a lot of sound, just like we can menirukan suara ya. Jadi we have a lot of sound differences, and then a lot of expression and movement, and then we can let's ask the children to like memperagakan untuk becoming like the story. Just can you hop like the bunny? Can you how does the bear sounds gitu ya. Jadi kayak menirukan suara, kemudian menirukan gerakan. Ya, so I think the connection between the teacher, the person is more lebih utama daripada gadget. Anak-anak akan tertarik dengan cerita begitu. Jadi itu yang terpenting untuk membuat mereka tertarik. Tapi ketika gadgetnya itu lebih banyak diberikan, maka tentunya anak-anak akan lebih banyak tertarik dengan gadget. Tapi sekali lagi, the most important thing is the connection between parents and the child, or the teacher with the child. Ketika kita bisa uh, having a good connection and engagement with the children, I think they will choose us daripada gadgetnya gitu. Pertanyaan kedua tadi apa ya? I forget. No, means kan ada dua pertanyaan. What is
What are some effective steps we can take to help them develop strong literacy skill while also reducing their screen time?
Oh yeah, okay. So the effective steps that we can take to help develop strong literacy, just like what I told you in my slide. So using plays and movement. Children love to play. Really, children love to play. And when we can get their attentions, we can get when they're having fun through play with us, they will ask more and more. So I think it's an effective steps to develop strong literacy skills through play, just like maybe before they can read, we can play. Let's drawing in the sun. Let's drawing let's write in the air, just like, can you make a triangle shape like this? Can you make a circle? And what else? When how many apples? Let's count together. Let's jump together. So I think that's the effective steps. So the engagement between us. That's for Miss Pratalalita, yeah, right. Or maybe you have any, I don't know, any response?
Okay, forgive me. Time is up. For the other question, maybe can next time. Thank you, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas, for the knowledge that has been explained. This is very useful for all of us. Next, I will return to the
Bu Hana,
Master of Ceremony.
Miss Hana. The next presenter has not
Bu
come in
Indah
yet. So,
Wardiningsih.
Miss Hannah, are you there?
Nggih. Yes.
Okay, while waiting for the next keynote speaker, maybe Ibu Nuraini can answer the rest of the questions.
Oh,
What do you think?
tambahan waktu.
Yes, like
Please
10
answer
minutes
the
maybe.
question. Third
Thank you.
question for from.
Can I ask? Sorry.
Auliananda,
Yes.
please, the question.
Assalamualaikum, Bu Tias. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. This is much need material for all mother, yeah. Especially for a working mom like us. Okay, ma'am. I have two children. The first child always get what she want. Now we know that mistakes, and we want to learn from that mistake. No, we give to the boy, but I think it's quite difficult because their situation is don't change much. We there is I am a working mom. There is that mean I cannot optimally accompany their grow up, and their grandparents who will always yes. Plus there is older sister and who give an example that should now apply to his brother. Nah, a simple example like sister not eat happy eating if no with time screening, and it's hard for me to apply that because they grow up together. How about this condition?
Okay, Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas can answer directly.
Okay, thank you for the question. It's a difficult question. It means that, that's our common problem, yeah. Don't
Yes.
worry. So, that's our common problem right now. Working mom. So, the important things is to use the quality time that is available, even if it's just a little. Yeah. Yeah, there are always consequences for working mom for everyone. Yeah, there's always consequences. So, yeah, basically that I don't know how you manage it. I mean, maybe you can yeah mengatur just like maybe you can having rules. I don't know, where do you put your kids? Di mana anaknya
My
dengan
room. In my room.
yeah, the kids at home
Yes.
with who? Who's the caregiver when you were work?
UT-nya.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult, yeah, especially
Yeah.
when we give to our grandparents to help to taking care of our kids, yeah, because they have their own rules. But yeah, if you I don't know, maybe you can correct them when we go back from office, you can correct them, ya. Jadi perilaku-perilaku itu tetap bisa dikoreksi ketika kita bersama dengan anak-anak. Meskipun ya it's not going to be optimally just like when we uh, uh, full-time moms ya. We are working, so just using our quality times with kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So when
I
you go,
try.
yeah,
Yeah, I try to give
yeah,
her a
yeah, that's
rule
okay.
until yesterday he said to me, Bunda jahat gitu.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
too much, but it's very gitu.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apa?
Yeah, that's okay. Means that they don't know the children thinking that's what we experience. They just mereka itu cuman bisa through sensory ya. They just mereka itu cuman bisa melihat, merasa. They said that you are bad. You are a bad mom because because you won't provide what they want, not because you are bad. So that's okay lah. So you have to explain to them that no, you just can explain and having discussion with your kids uh, about what they must do, what they can do, just like that. So it's okay. That's the part of parenting with working moms. That's okay. So the kids will know their limit ya. Anak itu akan bisa membedakan when they are with their moms, the rules with their moms and the rules with their grandmothers, just like that. So I think that's okay. Yeah. Maybe uh maksudnya itu the rules ya. We can the rules and having the quality time. So I think that's what you have to do with your kids. So maybe I want to answer the one question. What is the long-term effect if a child does not move a lot? One question, yeah, because I think this is quite important. Yeah, when the children does not move a lot, yeah, like us, when we don't have time to exercise, yeah, there's something happen with the body. Means especially for the kids, maybe they will have problem with their development, or I mean the development will not gonna be optimized. So as a parents, we need to provide our children until adolescence to having a lot of activities such as movement, like sports, like riding a bicycle, walking at the park, join the X school, and so on. So that's my last answer for the last question. Thank you very much for the time.
Okay, this is the last question for the material from Bu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas. Next, I will return to the MC, Bu Indah Wardi. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ibu Hana and Ibu Nuraini Kusumaningtiyas for such an insightful discussion. I believe that your sharing here will be beneficial for teachers in early childhood education and also for a working mom because we have kids and we need this knowledge. We have to make our children move a lot because it's really important for them and it affects a lot of things related to their brain and so on. It has a lot of benefits. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Ibu Tias and Ibu Hana. Now let's proceed to the next speakers. We have Dr. Juan Primitivo Petrol from Pangasinan State University. Let me check first. Dr. Juan, are you here?
Good morning to everyone. Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Good morning. It's good to have you. And do we have Miss Lai also?
Yes, Mom, I'm here. Good
All
morning.
right, then I'm going to have to give you the screen. You may start the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mom. Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues from around the world, from Philippines and from Indonesia. Good morning, selamat pagi. I am Lainelia and I'm truly honored to serve